Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome to the Midday show live for Network Television International. Today we are going to be talking about beautiful state province in Italy. And yes, I am not doing this alone. I have two men and not two men in the studio. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Amazing.
I'm fine.
How's your day going? So we're talking about Sicily. Sicily is big with nearly endless list of things to do. Some of the island's top amusements are its beaches, of course. Then there are curious ruins, the Valley of Temple and the Big Theater of Talmud, among others. Sit back, relax, and hear us as we talk about Sicily, and I hope you love to visit Sicily someday. So, then you're thinking about Sicily, what's so special about Sicily?
So you're looking very beautiful this afternoon. Nice as
Maybe I know it cannot be your eyes now. I like this.
that sounds like this.
Comment. Thank you.
Oh, you look beautiful there.
Thank you.
Then we have Sicily. Sicily offers some exceptional beaches, beautiful towns, and then abundance of ruins, ancient ruins and ruins. It's a place that happens to one of the independent regions in Italy, one of the largest actually, and have one of the largest island in the whole of the Italy region rather. And it's a very nice place to visit. It's filled with ancient buildings, it's filled with beaches, it's filled up with so many tourist attractions, and Sicilians themselves are very nice. Like they are nice people that one should once in a while interact with. It's not even tough once in a while, but we trust they don't have any reason to interact with them anyway. So they're nice people that are very accommodating. And one that strikes me with the Sicilians is that by the time they see the first thing they invite you is for you to come and eat. It feels necessity for visitor to every our bed be filled up. And to as humans, you should know that effectively when you see someone, the first thing that should come to your mind is how you can do this. It's a very nice place to switch off this food.
Oh, so you did not plus anything because of food.
How good to see.
So we love food now.
I'm not expecting.
I'm happy that you just saying it like this. Every gladness and joy you love.
Is anyone else like food? You like food stuff?
I love food though. I don't just like
That's what people can do for us.
I used to really have reservation. Anyway, I can about Sicily. Sicily is a very beautiful place to be. It's a place that one would actually love to go to.
Of course.
Because when you talk about welcoming people, they are actually one of the places. The place is actually a place for you to visit because when you see as a visitor, they tend to give you everything that you want. Yes, they give you all the food, everything. For them to tell you that when they ask you to maybe you visit their home, they give you food. That's the best way to welcome visitors in their house. And they give you anything you want. It's not like whatever it is you want in Sicilian home, you're comfortable with it. So then, when you visit Sicily, you know that you are in a place where it's friendly, God, the people are welcoming. So whatever it is, they give to you from their heart. And the place is very affordable. When you realize you want to go to Sicily, you know that you're going to a place where you're going to get a lot of things because you can afford to go anywhere in Sicily because everybody's want to go. But it's a very beautiful place. So you want to tour, you want to go on a tour to see different places, to go to the beach, to go for different things. But the fact that they don't speak English, they know how to communicate with. It's like anybody language. You can just imagine that while your city area someone will be talking to you, like that just use sign language to talk to you or board language just for you to know they actually communicate with you. And if you don't understand them, then you might be there. Let understand yes, let know the things to do. You see, like to know where to go to and where not to go to. Then and what not to do. You have a lot of of course, you know your city. psychology to know their do's and don'ts. Because you can't just go to a place where you don't know how they do their thing and then end up being something wrong and then you just end up in trouble. So then this is silly in as much as a beautiful place, the peaceful place and affordable place for you to see. You need to be careful with a lot of things. Silly had the large Victorian and whatever this picture I saw that whenever I think when you're standing from the top and you see a picture, it's not like Imansadi. Like the beauty of that world was actually looking at, and you know what attracted me to this particular place. Yeah, it's my confidence. Yeah, because it's not like an art. And you cannot just see when you're busy. Club
They are
cultures.
Of course, cultures, because the city itself is an ancient province that was ruled, that was controlled by the Romans. But their still long journey dates back to Roman language, because they were the one that colonized them, and so many of the ingredients they were during the medieval years like the 8th century, 7th centuries, and also some of the beliefs there have been old, and that's what they uphold. What was it called? Culture a lot, and they uphold Christianity, so especially the more Catholic kind of Christianity, because I believe that was the kind of religion that Romans were kind of open to. So upholding, there is nowhere in the city that you know see that many of those in our churches are such as that. It's the that one should go, and don't like the kind of cathedrals, but the way they build them. I don't want us to go there in the public, but as we go on, we'll talk about them.
Over now, let's talk about BTC and a lot of things. Said we said that agriculture and let's leave agriculture and fishing. The sea has long been noted for its fertile soil, pleasant climate, and natural beauty.
That's true. I think two parts being divided into rock and all of that. Like I was playing that there's a way we can get and then show and like do something that would interest the means of to visit that whole province.
Teaching lands are warm people, they are friendly people, they are people that you want to actually talk to. In such as you go on a business trip to Sicily and then you meet the people, they believe to take you around to them, you take you to different places for you to get to know the things to do there. And the kind of thing that they do, such as they want you to know what's happening there. They always want to talk to you. You don't have any doubt about anything. Whenever I see you're having doubts about nothing, and they have time for their siesta and lunch breaks. There is between 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. long time. They value their space and they value time. So it's like when you go to work in the morning, once it's time for lunch, you can just go take a nap, like maybe an hour or thereabout, then you come back to work. Like, you get you just need to tell yourself, okay, maybe even if you're ill, just know that when you go to work, you don't need to work for the whole
day. A lot of enables convenient work environment. Of course, when you have rest, even your brain is going to be to some extent relaxed, and by the time you call to work to do what you want to, it will just come upon you, just come immediately. Not like when you are so tired, or like you don't have any break, you want things to relax or anything of such, and then you want to achieve very synergetic thing at the end of the day, it's going to be impossible. But then when you have an environment that gives relax.
Yeah, everyone, you know that when you get to Sicily, you get to drink any kind of wine you want. Like this one. Or like we find every maybe just they find every reason
for celebration.
Meet a Sicilian, you know that you're meeting someone that is want to get. They don't even hide anything from you as much as you're willing to be with them. You're dear on it. So maybe for just a week or two, then you can actually stay with them. You can be very comfortable. In as much as you have someone that is welcoming you to his place to tell you all the things that he is doing or anything that has to do with the culture and all of that, then you know you are comfortable. It's not just anybody that wants to welcome you to his house, but then you make sure they give you food. That is the best way they feel.
And they are very gentle and peaceful, loving. Like they don't anything that cause issues or crises or any sort of
much.
avoid trouble.
So then you always avoid trouble. So it's more like an advice to us.
I don't
If you know you're
I
having
don't see
trouble.
records of any state war or anything that
Yeah, no, that I
crisis or
think,
anything like
yeah,
that.
of course. Then if you know you are a peaceful person, then you should visit Syria and don't have any doubts. If you are not being to start practicing how to be peaceful before you find yourself in Syria, so you don't end up doing something that you're not supposed to. And then when you get to Syria, it's not, you can't just go there with maybe saying you just want to go and get a job. They have this little thing of unemployment, and you don't just think, okay, there are places where you know you can travel and then you get a job like with immediate effect.
Well, if you are not being told that they have a level of unemployment that is high, you wouldn't know. But the way of the rest doesn't show it. They dress very nicely. They dress this sort of sense humor that you don't even know that probably they are even broke or they don't even this particular person that is coming doesn't have work or anything. So it's just about
the way you carry yourself and what of course, because you know it's not everybody.
There's persons that you will be working and then your way of dressing will not cough or probably will not even equate the fact that you're actually working or subscribe to the fact that you are working. Sometimes it doesn't have to do with what you do, but even our parents too speaks a lot.
Yeah, and Sicilian actually they don't speak English. Like Sicilians can't speak any English, but to some extent now, there are people that can speak English, at least like something that you know you can communicate with them, but not for a long time.
That's the essence of the sign language.
That's the essence of it. Because let's say, for instance, you as a tourist now, you find yourself in Sicily and then maybe the person cannot speak English, or maybe you are speaking English and they are not. Then that's why they can actually do that, their body sense and everything for them to communicate. But they don't understand.
Inability to speak English, it has been an issue for them for some time. For them, let me say, for years back now, because they have this poor educational system, and then presently anything that has to do with education, they fasten themselves onto engaging themselves into them because they see themselves not to be that not speak English, but something that will probably impress them in speaking English, or probably that will provide usage of English to some people that will how to speak English. You don't find that kind of very, very encouraging because when you don't know how to speak English, you are being limited to some particular things to say, and like you just limited anyways. There are some things that you want to say, some places that you want to, because the fact that you can't communicate effectively in English. That's why I think the need of education in Sicily. As a Sicilian, or probably as a child in a Sicilian family, they will try to educate you as much as it is. So it makes sense. Not people there, they try as much as possible. They are keen and educated because of the fact that them themselves don't speak English, but then they want their children as well to be educated, so that they're able to speak out, they're able to proud out. That actually local people is very local, and that's why they just want to they want to educate so that they will be civilized and know more about the world entirely. So Sicilians, it's not that they really don't want to learn, but the fact that the materials of learning is not really it's not really for them, and they are seen to be a bad thing on the outside, but then they try to
yeah, communicating with people in Sicily is very easy, but then it is not easy with the old way because it's more like the ones that can't even understand anything that has to do with English, but then body language is actually easy for them. But then you, as someone that is just visiting for the first time, you need to understand that talking to older people going to be difficult because they will even understand what you're saying, they will get to learn anything you're saying. So then just want to have at the back of his mind when you're visiting, you should be ready, you should learn something about that place. So it's not just when you're visiting,
all you need to do is get a younger person that probably friends in English or that you feel is some extent can communicate very well in English, then you move around with that person so that even if you are being exposed to situations whereby you can't speak English, or probably the person that you're trying to communicate with can't speak English, then the person close to you can and do the interpretation for effectively.
Yeah, and there's another interesting thing again that I learned. I think it's not just in Sicily, but how aggressive drivers.
Well,
Yeah, but it's not just in Sicily, because there are people today, like I always say, if I'm driving, then you just try to do any wrong. Like I'll try to say something to you, or maybe insult you, or even try to be aggressive to you. So it's not only in Sicily that you can be aggressive, but then say here that it would be difficult for one to disagree that Sicilians are the worst drivers in all of Europe. Girl, like it's bad enough on both roadways, but when you get to the twisties, you will swear that these drivers are literally just trying to kill you because they can just try to do what.
there's times of driving, but then they are very gentle, like they are generous, they're stable. Like you may see them little being extreme so on the road, but that doesn't mean they're not nice persons, they're not nice people. They're actually nice and they're all stable as well.
Yeah, they are nice people, but then when you talk about driving, one needs to be careful because you don't need to be aggressive to people. Maybe someone that is just walking by the roadside can end up hitting a person because you've been aggressive or because you're not being happy. Maybe someone maybe buy fuel, maybe the fuel attendant maybe did something to you and you just try to pass your aggression to someone else. So yeah, it's more like an advice, like you should just be careful. It's not just the city, but even if you're driving, you need to watch how you drive and what the direction you are taking.
Even the way they park their vehicles is very wrong.
Yeah.
You realize that sometimes like some of them will just park at the roadside, having some part of the vehicle in the middle of the road, and they don't just care. But then it's just because of the fact that that's who they are, and that's the kind of life they live there. So at least you should be aware of things like this. By the time you get there, it's not going to be new for you, and then you don't see them or start insulting them or try to cause issues or anything like that. But then they are very nice. Like they are extremely nice. It may be difficult for you to understand their language and all of that, but then if you find yourself in Sicilian home, believe me, you'll be shocked on you'll be shocked or how they receive you. And then probably by the time you know it, you see your table service are still covered with food.
Now, talking about driving and how you can all of this, if you're tourist or if you're just one that just want to business or anything, so when you rent a car that you want to use in Sicily, it's more like you will not find it difficult for you to drive over there. Unlike they put over here that feel like okay, it's already their place, they can just drive anyhow they want to. Then once they see you as maybe a new person, they tend to be careful with you. And always advise that visitors should be careful. People working by the roadside or people that are just hawkers and all of that, they advise you to be careful because someone could just drive reckless and then hit you off the road, then end up dying or have injuries or lots of things like that. So then they always tell people you should be careful with how you walk about and how you do your business and how you do things over the entity. So then if you want to drive or you want to visit someone, you should let talk to the general people. They can give to you what they want. Like in as much as maybe let's say they don't really have money and not really reach to that extent. But then most so far as you are generous, you're generous. A heart of generous giver is one that gives because he wants to give you because he has that.
Of course.
But then if you feel like you just want to give because this person is asking you for it, then you're not giving from your heart. Like you feel the person is just be, but people is here generous giver. They can just give to you at any time. Yeah, welcome to them. For them to welcome to them, it's not just anyone say that can just welcome you to all these and then give you all the food available, give you all the drinks and everything for you to have. And then for them to welcome you shows that you really want to do that. It's part of them. For them to be friendly and loving and generous and all of that.
They are very they cook very well, including even the meals too. Like there's no any house in the city that you go and you not realize that even the old children cannot cook. Like they cook very well. They cook very nice that they feel is a way of entertaining visitors, trust, and every other family members know how to cook. Aside from that too, I also learn to men. They also good to us. Like you if a visitor and you're going there, like if a visitor and you're going there with either your girlfriend or your wife, you have to be very careful.
Right.
Because they have their way of entering a lead and then waiting them for you go and it. So if you are going there as a guy like this, first responsibility to hold tight your girlfriend or your wife. So that you don't end up losing your wife or your girlfriend.
They know how to do it best. So it's not
And
like
things like
I
that,
be scared.
it's very difficult for you to who sitting
hold
down
on.
with
Yeah.
because of the fact that they already know how intense the men is that kind of in that area. But for you to go as a visitor, it's going to be very difficult for you to pull it.
Yeah, you should learn before
Like
you
you
go
have to be
there.
very, very good, like an expert to who you get there.
Wow.
So like things that I don't do now,
Because you can never be a woman. So I don't just as if I don't anybody to tell me I can see it's very.
don't be deceived by what you see.
It's not by what I see. Then when you feel your the people you see the men especially, you're as a single lady, you find yourself. They don't think you're going. Maybe you can tell me, okay, you have a husband, or you or behind a relationship, and you're going to see. But then you find yourself here.
Be mindful of all the
You have know when you're falling for someone.
Honestly.
They just know how to treat a woman. They know how to make you feel special. They know how to make you feel loved.
That's why they are gentlemen. Very gentlemen. Just forget about the reckless driving. They are very.
It's not by being reckless, but then you have something
So
to
yes,
offer.
there are some people that probably be careful with family, reckless drivers, and also those ones to care.
Yeah, and Sicilians are very funny people. Like they always find a way to put a smile on your face. You can't just say you are sad or maybe had a bad day or something happens to you. Then you know the right time to make you laugh. They don't just see, you know there are people that really you can just see your bad news. That's the wrong time for you to just make the person laugh. You just need to console the person. They are very funny people that are better not to laugh. Like you don't have a reason to laugh, you just have to laugh, you have to be happy. So for them to be like that, then it means you can actually sit with them. You cannot be beside some of them. You
Like they have
cannot.
a way of turning every situation into joke.
They don't do it. They don't have a way of making things serious things look funny. Serious
That's
and
very
serious.
nice because when you are being when you are sitting and then you are being covered up with a lot of issues and love that swallowing yourself in your frustration. It will
So we have 1100. Kashida architecture represents the move away from Eastern Byzantine forms, but its decoration with dazzling mosaics considered the richness never highlight. It's more like when you want to visit a place, like this is a cathedral for you to go to visit. It's more like you want to, like you're just running away from problems, you're running away from situations that you can't just talk about on your own. Maybe when you find yourself there, you can actually do a lot of things. You can maybe talk to someone in that place. You can see and discuss whatever it is you want to discuss, and you have that peace you're looking for. It's more like sitting where you want to pray, or you just want to, even if you don't pray, but then once you see there is this peace and joy that comes. Like you just want this space for people. You don't want to talk to anybody. You don't want to discuss. You just want to have that quiet time. You just want to be on your, you just want to have that me time. So when you find yourself that place, that cathedral is a place for you to go to. So that you can just tell yourself, okay, fine, you can just think and do a lot of things with yourself at that moment. So you can just bring yourself back together and have something to say maybe later on, or just get back to your mood.
One thing that should impress people is that you made mention of some of those cathedrals being built right from 10
Yeah.
I don't know how to actually describe the way the cathedrals, some of those cathedrals are being built of the height of the roof, and then this house there is made of gold. That like by the time you say wondering how when if those church era and all of that, and up to this moment there's still residing of those buildings and all of that. So one would wonder how all of these places, and then you should just know how actually they look like. And aside from that, if you want to go to the rooftop, see something to say probably the whole city as large, you don't need to just pay a little amount of money and you go to the rooftop, you view the side, you view everything that has to do with the city and all of that. And there are a lot of cathedrals in such a city. Like a lot of them because I don't know, they're all being surrounded a lot of cathedrals because they can't be without cathedrals. So that's what identifies them as who they are. So some of these things, some of these buildings have been there since time.
Yeah.
And since the medieval period.
So don't you tell us about the second tourist site?
Okay, the second tourist we have is the tourist mosaic in Palermo, and Palermo hosts the capacity of Sicily. Right?
Sicily, yeah.
There are two of Palermo's three major churches, that is the Cappella Palantina and Santa Maria del Miraglio, better known as La Montana, are famed for their mosaics. Those in the chancel of Norman Scott Church, Cappella Palatina, are thought to be from the 11th century, and mosaics of Christ style by ceiling and then pulpits uncarved in the inland and pillars and tall candelabra. Some of these stems are the country that you are supposed to be wondering how people live there, their way of thinking, their cultural beliefs, their kind of religion, how they interact with people, and many more. And then we are still on the tourist attractions in the city. And then
The changing landscape, much of which you can explore, although not close to the central crater, on foot or in all-terrain vehicles designed for traction in the volcanic surface. So if you want to explore the Etna Belt, you can just go by rail or you can go by Shibuka. It's fun actually if you're being like a booker. Because I have my experience of it. It's not something to see about entering the yoga.
don't flash it on my face.
Don't be sad, I'm sorry.
Don't flash it on my face.
Yeah,
But
then
this one, Etna is a very nice place to visit because it takes up with snow and then some black ashes of poles because of the volcano that happens in the volcano eruptions that happen there. So and the height of the mountain is very high that you can't go there by feet. Although some people say the crazy, like some of these crazy people go there by like choose to go there by their foot.
wow.
But then it's not advisable.
You're not advising
It's not advisable by go there by foot. Not there are rails and there are cable cars that go there. Then you should just make use of them. And I believe going through cable car should be one of such experience that you do.
Because they don't want to meet.
So how would you want to test yourself climbing and glamping and climbing?
No, you
The another of such attractions Tamoina's landscape and Greek theatre. This one that is the town. It's actually a town, one of the beautiful town in city that encompasses so many beautiful things, like essentially being built. You don't have necessarily add on other things to make it beautiful. And it's one of the places that most visitors like to visit because of how beautiful it is. And aside from that, the other thing that make people go there is because of the fact that the Greek theatre is still there. And for you to see a big theatre, you wondering how it was built that was fight with that, like one of those verses there, and then because also when you are going there, they are supposed to go with you and then giving you stories or telling you how things were done before, and that will be an issue on your own part thing. Yeah, experience on your own part too. Aside from that, now the place has been to some extent touched, like modernly touched because of how evolving things are right now. Because normally there used to be seats, but now if you go there, you see many of seats that there because that place now have been is being used for entertainment. It means like say festivals, any social gathering as such. People go there and make use of it. So it's a place that one should visit.
And you're talking about visiting tourist sites. There are a lot of places to visit, and then the next thing we're talking about beaches. And then when you talk about beaches, Sicily has some of the best beaches in Italy. Then lies on the shores of this. It's a long stretch. You cannot say you're looking for a particular place to go to. You have different places to go to. You have different beaches for you to go see. But still, you can just mount your tent. You can even go shower, just go see, just relax. Have that time that you want to have with your loved one. You can do anything you want to do, knowing fully well that you are covered, you are safe, and you know like that place is a place for you to visit actually. Then they have a lot of places to visit, and the other one is the Ragusa and the Modica.
These are two cities anyways.
Yeah, of course, Buda are two towns, but Buda is one of the safest places to stay in Sicily with very low rate of the place. They're one of the safest places to be in Sicily. So you're looking for another place to visit again. A part of the place for you to visit is the Ragusa because it built a new town on hill above the old one. There was enough buildings were left in the old town but it's remain active with new baroque buildings replacing fallen one. But the cathedral is built on two levels and its upper town is highlighted by the Church of San Diego, built with materials recovered from fallen buildings after the earthquake. In the lower town, look for the 15th century Gothic rose window in the Citadel Cami.
And this Ragusa and they actually one town. It was an earthquake that then divided the town to be two. And the distance between the other part of the town, that is either the Ragusa or Modica, is just like they're being ruled by an emperor. So it was an emperor that it has been destroyed, and there are some places that you go in either this Ragusa or Modica that you still see some effect of the earthquake that took place as at then. So I think it's a place that one should go and then see how it is like, or probably how the whole place it seems like.
Yeah, talking about visiting places, we're just visiting places. Like you can't visit a place without eating. So we're talking about food. Like for you to have fun. He said if you visit a Sicilian home, you'll be surprised at the kind of food they're going to offer to you.
And the first thing they'll ask you is mangia. That is,
so then,
come and eat.
Come and eat. So what more can you say when you find yourself in such a place where you can eat, and even get tired of eating? So one of the food in Sicily, we have the arancini. He said what's not to love about a bowl of creamy risotto rice that is breaded and deep fried. This iconic Sicilian dish is the one thing you simply must try when on the island, and depending on where you are, the stuffing, shape, and even spelling of arancini will differ. Often piled high in shop windows, they are the perfect snack while you stroll along the streets of the island's many towns and cities. So it's more like one of the best things you can have when you are on it. But maybe when you're just strolling, maybe when you just feel like you want to snack up, then like that is what you should grab. Then it's more like it is delicious for them that said so. Then it's something they will advise you. Of course, they will advise you and say it is something that you don't want to miss. For a Sicilian to tell you this is, it's not every kind of food you eat and you enjoy it.
Of course,
there are some kind of things you say, I love to eat this, I love to eat that.
There are some food that you eat and then afterwards
you have issues. So then they tell you that this is one of the things you should have, one of the best snack that you can just snack on when you're just taking a walk. Maybe when you just feel not like you're really hungry, but then you just want to have a snack. Then they'll advise you to have the arancini.
And then we have the raw red prawns. This is more of like a scorpion. I don't know. Yeah, it's like a scorpion, and I don't know how to describe, but that's the picture. That's the picture I think I see.
You're just picturing the picture. You're just seeing the
like
picture.
Scorpion, and it's being eaten raw. You don't have to necessarily cook it or add any spice or anything or any local thing. All you need to do is just get it from whatever place they get it. That's inside the water, and then they just put it on your front and then you start eating.
So how can you just that's for them, because there are things that I will not want to even taste.
There was a video clip I watched that I saw a lady eating that. Like I think there is more of like a liquid thing inside that.
Of course, it's raw. What do you expect?
And then you just be the way she was drinking.
Just imagine you step on cockroach.
She was drinking. So you see that liquid thing inside cockroach. That was what the lady was drinking.
Wow.
So to tell you, and she was really enjoying it. She was really enjoying it. Of course, maybe. So I'm very sure if you go there and then you test it, probably you can't tell. You can't tell.
There are things I know. I tell myself I can't do this and I won't do it. Let me not just I don't want it. Like that is actually out of me. But there are people that will love it. There are people that will want to eat it even when you are not in Sicily. maybe let's say you're not from Sicily and you find yourself there, it's more like a tradition for them over there to eat it joyfully. But then as a visitor,
what if you visit there and then you are being served these raw red prawns?
it depends on what you want to eat. Even when they serve it to you, they can't just serve you that
when
alone.
You visit someone and then you reject whatever thing they give you.
No, it's not. There are places you visit and you reject food. Of course, you can just say you're full, you're satisfied, like you've had something to do. And then it's actually a crime for you to eat when you know you are satisfied already. You're just wasting it. That's the truth. Because what good are you doing to yourself when you know you're fully satisfied and then they give you something? It's for you to give an excuse, because you can't just end up eating something that is going to
affect you afterwards.
It's very simple. So then another thing, we have the pasta. That's another delicious meal again. They head to Catania on the east coast of Sicily and you will find one of the island's most famous pasta dishes served with gusto. The pasta alla Noma is arguably the best representation of Sicilian cuisine, and there, making the most of local tomatoes, the aubergines, garlic, basil, and ricotta salata is more like a delicious thing. And then both the dish and the music are regarded as true masterpieces.
Like when you are eating it, you make sure you have a cool music like reggae.
Do you guys like that's like reggae? Why must it be reggae? It has to be something else. I beg. Must it be
cool.
reggae?
It's reggae that is cool now. Cool. I mean reggae.
You can just, when you want to have a meal and then it's well time. There are times that you just don't want this noise around.
You don't want any distraction.
Like blue. You just want to listen to that. And then they said it worked hand in hand. The pasta and music, good music to be specific, works hand in hand.
Because amazing music.
Not just any music, but then good music for you to enjoy whatever it is you are eating. They have a lot of food, a lot of things for you to eat. Another one is the Sade Abecafico. Maybe you know that's better. I don't know.
This one is made up of sardine.
Yeah, it's made of sardines.
Like all you need to do is just get some flour, then have it sprinkled on top of the sardine, and then you fry it. That's your sardine becafico. Very simple.
Sardine becafico. Yeah, it's very easy for you to just make it and then eat it. So it's more like one of the fastest food you can actually have in Sicily. So even if you find yourself in Sicily and you are hungry and maybe there's no food available, they can just make that like within minutes.
Even me,
for
I can
you to
prepare
just.
that one. I know I'm a bad cook, but I can prepare that.
Then I like the fact that you say
Bring
you know
money
you
for
are
sardine.
a bad cook.
Because I know you want to say. I know you want to say I should prepare it. Bring money for
you
sardine.
will prepare it so that we can just have a taste of it.
But you eat it whatever way you see.
Did you see that? So that it means it's not going to be good.
Of course, going to be
you don't need to give me
now.
conditions. As far as I'm going to buy, do you know how much sardine will cost right now? We have another, which is the cannoli and other sweet dishes. And of course, Sicily has its fair share of famous sweet dishes and desserts too. One of the island's greatest exports has to be cannoli, little deep fried pastry tubes piped full of creamy ricotta that are now sold in bakeries all over Italy. So there's also cassata, a Sicilian sponge cake flavored with chocolate, citrus fruits, marzipan, and a sweetened ricotta cream. When you talk about this delicious, this snack is something else. Like you just want to have it and not even stop having it, because it says it's one of the best.
It's even salivating itself.
Like already, like when I was actually seeing the pictures, I was telling myself, wow, this is delicious. Like to think there's chocolate in it.
It looks classic.
To think there's chocolate in it, like that's just the best part for me.
And it's like there's some piece of milk inside.
Yes, inside, like it's made of milk as well, and then they just sprinkle chocolate on it, like for you to just have that taste of the mixture of everything in it. So they said every place where you visit, they have their specific delicious meal that they have. And then they said the cannoli is one of the sweetest dishes you can find in Sicily, that you can just eat and feel, you can just snack on it at any time. Like they don't feel like, okay, maybe you're dieting, or maybe you just feel like you can't have this, or you feel like you don't want to have this, you're going to fat up or anything. But then when you have this, you can just eat anything you want to eat, and you can just have anything you want to have, and you enjoy it. They tend to give you, it's more like they make it like a buffet, that when you want to eat, like you don't feel You just want, there's a mixture of everything in it, all the fruits you want. Like right now that I'm saying this thing, I just feel like
you're beginning to feel hungry, right?
like show some love.
No
like,
problem. I don't show you love.
I need so like I think I need this right now, but I think I need to tell myself.
And the only way you can achieve this is for you to travel to Sicily.
I don't need to travel to Sicily. There are places that can get parfait like with immediate effect.
Okay, I was thinking you're referring to this.
No, the cannoli. No, it's more like when you find at least give yourself a treat. Let it not just be like every time you're just talking business. No, at least you just need a little something to just help you out and make you feel what you feel.
You need to travel. How many countries have you been to? None.
Wow.
Yes.
I don't get, like, you asked and you answered.
Yes, because I know the answer to my question.
You asked. Anyways, I'll allow you answer that for yourself.
Even if it's ordinary Ghana here, at least just go there and know that you've...
How many countries have you gone to? Tell me.
2 countries.
Tell me now.
I've been to... What's the country?
You may be lucky enough to receive a total set of a 7-layer chocolate and hazelnut cake. I think I want to have this like today. Like I know where to get. Let's just be done with this.
We know where
part.
to get, so we go there.
I know. Why are you saying we? I know where to get that I'm getting for myself.
You are trying to be selfish right now. How would you just...
I want to give myself a treat. Why do you have a problem with that?
Treat the both of us now.
No,
How would you just go and treat yourself?
It's for me alone. And there are a lot of things when you talk about visiting Sicily, when you talk about eating their food, when you talk about going on their tourist sites, when you talk about doing a lot of things, because they are friendly people, they are welcome people, does not mean you should take them for granted.
No.
So there are things that you need to avoid in Sicily that you don't need to do in Sicily. Besides, do not underestimate the dimension of the island. That is more like an advice to you. Do not underestimate the dimension of the island. He said, do not trust discouraging comments of other travelers. It's more like there are people.
Of island. The thing is, if you want to go to a place that is surrounded by water, you should be cautious that anything can happen.
Of course, anything can happen.
You don't know where is where. You don't know you don't know how deep a particular place can be. You don't know how dangerous a particular place can be and all that. So you just have to be cautious. Okay. I have to, if possible, tag along with some pet or some people that really know understand or probably know the place, so that you will not probably go missing or probably found one thing or the other.
Yeah, and then another advice they're saying is that don't trust the discouraging facts that people will give you about other countries. Someone can tell you Sicily is not safe for you to visit. Someone can tell you when you get to Sicily, the people are not friendly.
One of truth.
But they say don't trust what
Sicily is a very peaceful country.
It's a peaceful country and they are friendly
I don't think they've ever recorded any issue of crisis or war or anything like that. So it's a very peaceful country. The only thing that I think they've experienced is a natural disaster, which is the earthquake, and that one is a natural thing that can happen anywhere. Yeah. So the issue of war or crimes or crisis, to some extent, it's limited there. So it's a place that one should go, and one should still be discouraged by what one tells you.
And they say once you're walking on the street in Sicily, try not to push a Sicilian. It's more like you're trying to show them like you're taking the place to be yours. Like, okay, you're already familiar with the place, so then you're trying to show them that this is like your own place right now. Don't just show them that. Don't push them away when they are actually doing things. Maybe they want to help you, or maybe you don't even know, mistakenly you hit one of them. Immediately you can apologize. And since they are friendly people, they take anything that comes. Then once you try to apologize, be friendly, be peaceful. Since they are loving people, they are peaceful people, don't just take them for granted. Don't just feel like you can just do anything and get away with it.
You can't know a particular person completely.
It's not possible. You can't even know a person like almost up to 10%. You cannot, because people change. There are a lot of things that can change about you.
Everybody has his own bad sides.
So then there are a lot of things that you need to avoid in Sicily. They said do not underestimate the Sicilian summer heat. They said their heat is something else. Then if you are prepared for it, you know you are ready for anything. So then you can take anything that comes your way. So then, talking about Sicily, we have said a lot of things about Sicily, and the advice I want to give anybody is, if you want to visit a particular place, make sure you have facts about that place. Maybe one that has visited the place, you can get advice from that person based on research, or maybe just don't go there on your own knowledge, because you might end up doing something wrong. You might end up going to a place where you're not supposed to go to. we have actually come to the end of the show, and I am sad that I'm not going to talk about Sicily again. But then it was actually good to talk about this particular place, this province of Italy. Sicily is actually a peaceful place.
Yeah.
So then, if you want to be peaceful, why not just go to Sicily?
Just go there and relax your mind.
Thank you, Tony, for doing this.
Thank you
for making this lively and fun for me to visit Sicily, or to think or have it in my mind to visit Sicily. No matter what, I should actually visit Sicily.
We will go to visit Sicily. We'll go to this Sicily.
All right. Thank you, viewers, for staying with us and listening to our beautiful place, Sicily. I hope you are ready for another beautiful country next week when we come your way again. But before then, we want you to stay blessed and be happy and show love to someone out there today.